Good evening, everybody. Dr. Gloria Pope here with Black Girl Everything, and I have the amazing Margaret Bean. You guys don't know, she's like one of my best friends out here in the real world. Hey, Margaret. How are you today?
I am exhausted, but I'm good because I get to see you and we get to talk, and I'm so happy. I was looking forward to us having like a good talk, and so I'm excited. Yay, thank you for
You
having me.
should be. I've been trying to get you on here for a while because, like, for really, like one of my favorite people in the whole wide world.
Oh my gosh, ditto, back to you too. You're like one of my favorite people. When we saw each other in Baltimore a couple of weeks ago, you were like, "What's up? What's going on with you?" And people really asking me that question. And I was kind of like, well, blah, 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 and it just blessed me because people never really asked me that question. So thank you for recognizing that I was kind of like out of sorts. And so I appreciate that because a lot of times people just don't pick up on what you're going through. And it could probably be nothing, but at the end of the day, just the idea that you asked. And so thank you, friend. I appreciate you.
Listen, that's what friendship's really about, right? Checking in when we need to. So
Yeah.
you have a multiple things about you, right? So this conversation, like usually people, I say, well, what's the name of your business? They name one thing. You are kind of just going to talk about all the different stuff that you do because there's so many great things. You're so talented and you have so much experience in so many different lanes. So you tell me, where do you want to start?
um, Let me just start here. In 2013, I discovered who Margaret was, and I'm still discovering who I am. And so I wrote some books. My first book came out 2004, and then I wrote two more books, and then now I'm up to like six books. I mean, I have a little cold, so excuse me. I'm up to like six books. And I wrote a couple of plays. And the last time I did my Game Changer stage play in 2019, a lady came to me, Yolanda Brathwaite, wonderful, amazing woman. And she wanted me to take her book and make it into a play. So we started this endeavor. We had auditions. We were back and forth to New York while I was. And the pandemic hit. And so during the
Uh-huh.
pandemic, I had to keep myself relevant and I had to keep myself busy. And so I flipped the script. I started taking the scripts and turning them into books. And then I started publishing books for other people.
See, all that says that it means that you're just doing a lot.
Yeah, I was. And I had picked up like several clients. And so I had to hire somebody to do editing for me because I had to do, lining up the book and creating covers. And so
Yeah.
I had the opportunity to employ other people to do other parts of it. So that was a good thing about that part. So MPB Publishing still is in existence and still taking clients, nominal fee, of course, and quick turnaround and marketing on Amazon. So if anybody wants their book published, I do that. I write stage plays for hire. I've been recently hired to do a screenwrite for a movie.
Mhm.
And so I'm on page 39 of, I wanted to be 100 and something pages, but I seem to have gotten stuck with the storyline at page
Okay.
39. And it's all in here in my head. And I'm just like, okay, let me spit it out. And so I do all of these things under the umbrella of MPB Entertainment LLC. So writing, publishing, just doing other things to help people make their dreams become a reality. Because a lot of people want to write a book, but they don't know how, where to get started, and all of those things. And I never professed to be the best writer. I just feel like I'm a good writer, and I just want to write great stories that empower and just lift other people up. So
Okay, yeah, that's dope because everybody knows authors are like my favorite people in the whole wide world. I've come as soon as I started Black Girl Everything, I realized how much I love authors, and I tell people I blame it a lot on my 200-page dissertation. So
Okay.
it made me come to a real respect for somebody who writes a book because it took me 18 months to write it, and the editing process because I hate editing. I could write something, I could blah 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 all day long. Editing, not my forte. So I totally get it and respect people who create content and publish it and all that other cool stuff. So for you to have be a multi-published author make you a god to me as far as I'm concerned.
Well, thank you for
It's
that.
hard work.
It is hard work because you have to discipline yourself. And when you hear
Yeah.
something, you have to write it. And I have a voice recorder. So when I get that thought in my head and I'm out in the street, I'll speak into the voice recorder. So I tell people all the time,
Good.
never lose those good thoughts because those are the thoughts that make good books or even songs. I've written a song for my play, and I had a young lady sing it for me, and I had a guy create the music. So I can write lyrics,
Nice.
but not the music piece. So
Hmm.
I'll write you some lyrics in a minute. So those things are things that I discovered about me that I didn't know really existed. And so I try to feed them life and give them positive things to make them come to life, you know? So just trying to do positive things and spread like a powerful message to people to inspire and build up and empower. So that's about it. You know, MPB Entertainment in 2022, you and I discussed a little something, and so I'm working on some things. Yay, yay. Yeah, so I'm ready to go on tour too. That's all I'm going to say about that. I'll be
Listen, ain't
ready.
nothing like it. We actually fly out tomorrow. We're heading down to
Okay,
Atlanta for our Atlanta stop, our last
okay,
stop for the year. So I'm very excited
okay,
about it. I love the city of Atlanta. So excited to be
okay.
out there for the
All
weekend for
right.
our event on Saturday. But you know, you speak so humbly of yourself, right? Because you say, you know, that's not really about it. So you are writing films, you're editing books, you're helping people get published.
Mm-hmm.
You're also creating songs that go with the plays that people have actually done for you. That's
Mm-hmm.
not, that's a little bit, are you not realizing how major that is?
Sometimes I don't realize how major the things are. I actually helped one of my friends. He's a mentor for my film, and so the film came out a couple of weeks ago, and it's been winning all
Mm-hmm.
types of awards. And then I, I don't really like horror movies, but I did feature in his horror movie, and so also award winning. I just try to help people, you know, and then I want to learn too. So I figure like if you're gonna be in the industry of film,
Mm-hmm.
you should know how the camera works. So my mentor, Fairfax Public Access, I became a certified camera operator. So I figured when I get on set and I want the camera to do a certain thing, I'll know what I'm talking about. So
That
if
makes
you're going to do
sense.
it, you need to know it from the ground up. It takes time, and sometimes it's volunteering your time, and you have to be passionate about it. So when I was working on the film, I also was running back and forth to New York to do my final show and then picked up the new show. So it was running back and forth. And I was so probably grateful for when the pandemic hit in the beginning because I
Mm-hmm.
probably slept for like 2 weeks straight before I did anything.
Yeah.
Um, but when I get passionate about it, the zeal that I have for it, you know, I was dating one time. The guy said, "You don't see who's in front of you. I do see you, but can you just wait for 3 months until I finish this project?" So if anybody's wondering why I'm single, that's why, because the passion that I have for the things that I do a lot of times wrap me up. But you know, sometimes I don't realize how major some things are. I'm a very humble person, and the
Yeah.
opportunities that do come to me are very humbling. It's
Mm-hmm.
the film project and I mean the movie project I'm working on. My name came up in the room, so I'm grateful that my work goes before me and speaks that people would recommend me to work for them as well. So, but yeah, I'm just a humble person. You know, I'm just doing me. That's all, and becoming better than I was yesterday. You know.
Listen, that's all we can do, right? Just figure out how we can definitely improve.
Yeah.
So you said a few things that I want to pull out a little bit. Like you mentioned the option of sometimes you have to volunteer yourself for opportunities, right? Because
Mhm,
sometimes a lot of people when they're opening businesses and they're starting off in
mhm,
their craft, they
mhm.
feel they have to make money from the rip. That's not how it really works in the real world. You have to put yourself out there. You have to build up your network. And sometimes that takes doing things for free to
Yeah.
get where you have to go. You know,
Most
because you know I
definitely.
also run the adult education program. And one of the things
Mhm.
I'm starting over there for the job readiness portion is an internship program, and these are going
Okay.
to be not paid internships, but
Okay.
I have to convince people that this is what it is because you have to put yourself out there to find additional opportunities. You know,
Most
for this particular
definitely.
nonprofit, I started working there, I volunteered. Actually, I did my master's paper there, my thesis for my master's, you know, 2 degrees ago. And
Okay.
they didn't have this program. So he said, okay, you want to come and do it? I said, sure. He said, I can afford to pay you. I said, I'm going to do it anyway.
Mm.
Right. 4 years later, now I'm the director of academic enrichment for his whole entire program. I make a well of a good enough living just doing that.
Well, you
And
know,
I
blessings
run
come.
the whole thing, and it's a multi-million-dollar company now. But it's just the point. Sometimes you have to give up a little bit to gain a lot. And people don't understand that concept. Everything's like, oh, you're not going to pay me. I'm not going to do it. Some things are worth doing for free because it
Oh yeah,
equals out so much more in a long time, in the long run.
most definitely, because it puts your name out there. It also puts your work ethic out there.
Yeah.
Uh, when I was working on a film project, it was just being mentored, learning the process, but I
Hmm.
stuck in there the whole year. And so I have such valuable information and knowledge for my own projects. And even with that, you can do consulting to other people. When I did the publishing for the clients that I had, very nominal fee, but just being able to give back to people. When I
Yeah.
did my first stage play, we went on tour. So the first two shows were here in Maryland. I did auditions and I just told them straight up, look, if I make money, then y'all will get something. I don't know what it's going to be. And I did two shows. I probably had like 700 people between the two shows. And I
Yeah.
pretty much just like broke even and I
Hmm.
wasn't able to pay them. But when I went on tour, we went to New York twice and we came back here to DC. The New York trips, I rented the vans. I gave them food. I gave them a really good hotel, and I still couldn't afford to pay them. And so they stuck in there with me for 3 or 4 years. And recent projects, I had picked up some projects. A guy hired me to write some training stuff and they wanted something out the box. They didn't want the PowerPoint. So we did live presentations and we did monologues
Nice.
and all of those things. And in that, I had my finance person like, look, draw me up a budget so that my people can get paid. We're gonna stop doing things for free at this point because I've been putting myself out here for years. I've been robbing
Yeah.
Peter to pay Paul, and I tell people all the time I got a mean pole dance. Just kidding. But just to try to pay for the travel because it costs a lot of money. My cast at first
Yeah.
had like 20 people, and then I had to get them down to 11. So even taking 12 people on tour, renting a bus big enough to carry them, feed them, and hotel rooms, and we stayed at nice hotels, 255 a night, like really nice
Ooh, you
hotels.
fancy.
I'm fancy girl. And so, and then renting the places, and
Yeah.
it cost me so much more going out than coming in. But I realized that I want to take a powerful message to the masses. And so my content deals with some real life stuff. Mental illness, HIV, AIDS is still out here. Women are having babies while they're infected and nobody's talking about it. And even though they have new medicines where you can't
Mm.
detect it, it's still there. And so in my writing and in the productions, I include those things in there: domestic violence, just some real stuff that people go through every day that people kind of shun and put under the rug. And I'm sure during this pandemic, while people are really closed in, domestic violence has really been on the rise. But
Oh,
so I,
definitely.
yeah, so I try to write about things like that and incorporate it into my message that I want to take to the masses. But so I couldn't afford to pay them. But when I did this project, it was a local project, and I gave the guy my budget, and he was like, "Okay, fine." And um, I will say, when I did that opportunity, some of the checks that he wrote had the wrong name. He just gave me the checkbook and was like, write your own check. So I was feeling like, come on, yeah, that's where you want to be in life. At some
Yeah.
point,
Yeah.
you have somebody else's checkbook and you're paying for your staff who's been stuck with you from 2000 and I think we got together in 2017 and they stuck by me. Any little project that I've had, they've stuck by me. And I told them, I said, we got to get to a point where I'm getting us paid. So that particular one got us paid. And then the place in Jamaica, Queens. The guy from their artistic director, they had a project interview with the playwright, and we had to do a 15-minute play. So I'm calling my people. I'm like, we got to do a 15-minute play. I got to do it by Tuesday. And this was probably like
Yeah.
Saturday. And so we're at my girlfriend's house. And let me tell you, them camera phones are the bomb. We did the whole thing. I have to share the video with you all. In
Yeah.
15 minutes, the interview was good and people were loving the little excerpt that we did for the 15 minutes. And
Hmm.
so I said, I'm getting paid, you all are getting paid too. So I shared my pay with them. So I'm at the point now, I don't want to hire you if I can't pay you. Internship is very, very nice, but these people here have been with me since 2017. So if I'm making money, then they need to make money too at this point, because they probably hung in there with me for like 3 or 4 years and didn't get no money because of the passion. Right. I'm serious, because of the passion and the love that they have for
Mhm.
acting. So at some point, you have to begin to set yourself up in any type of business where, yeah, you're going to take a loss maybe in the first 2 to 5 years, maybe, or maybe the first 2 years. But ultimately, you should be getting to the point where, like, I'm getting ready to pay my staff, or I'm getting ready to pay my people. And if the right people walk with you long enough, things will happen for them the same way that it will happen for you, because they see your vision, you've written it, and they run with it. And
Yeah.
so in that running with it, they're like, I'm grinding and hustling probably even harder than you are for your own vision. So that's
Mhm.
a plus right there, when you have people that, you can just pick up the phone and say, hey, I'm doing, and they're like, what do you need me to do? Or they're already doing it. So
Yeah.
it's really key to get people to buy in on what it is that your product is. So surround yourself what you have. I love Infinity Blue, Vanessa Moore. Those are your
Yeah.
people. Y'all are doing the thing. And so really proud of you all doing it, and just, keep in there with it. Some days I'm sure it's hard, but I did see you get to take a vacation. Yay!
We was in DR. That boo time in DR was amazing. It was. I
Okay.
took a time out and just I exhaled and truly came back, ready to work, which has been
Okay.
amazing. Amazing. But yeah, I just also wanted to co-sign your whole comment about having the people around you is
Mhm.
definitely who's going to make your business and every aspect about you grow, because you
Right,
are your network and who you surround yourself with.
right,
And yeah, I am happy I have Infinity Blue and Vanessa Moore. I remember the first time I was able to pay them for working an event, assisting with an event. It was like the
right,
best day of my life. I was like, oh my God,
right,
I could pay you guys. This is like
right.
amazing. This
Yes,
is so nice. Like
right,
even our tour, for the tour that I've been on, that, Black Girl Everything's been able to take care of 90% of the costs for the most
awesome,
part. So it's
awesome.
been good. And I'm like,
Yeah,
oh, this is wonderful. This is wonderful.
yeah.
This is wonderful.
But it took you a
I might
long
be
time to
walking
get
away.
there. It took you a long time to get
Yeah,
there.
it did. It
Yeah.
took me a lot of moving around, a lot of thinking, and a lot of budgeting, and a lot of how to make the dollar to make it work. But it's
Right,
been working. It's definitely been working. I'm really
right,
happy about it.
right.
But it takes
Yeah.
time. It
Hmm.
takes time. It takes time to get out of the ring.
Yeah, it takes time, and then investing in yourself, and
Hey,
realizing
that's true.
that, yeah, realizing that today is going to, what I sow today is going to, like, give a harvest down the line, not only for me, but the people that work with me and just stick
Yeah.
in there with me. So I would tell people, when you weigh in on someone's vision, remain faithful to their vision. I know you have your own visions and your own dreams, but there's a time and a season for everything. I
Mm,
started out with like 5 or 6 women who did auditions with me, and the night of the show is probably like 2 left. They wanted to do their own thing, or people think they can do what you do and can't, and so they'll leave you, or they
yeah.
just, there for their own personal gain, and not really there to help or assist, but just to kind of glean and see what you're doing sometimes.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, the people who are supposed to be with you will be there, and they will remain, and they'll be your forerunners after a while. So I just encourage people to stick in there. And sometimes you look up and it'll just be you doing the work. So,
Hmm. Hmm.
hmm yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. No, I totally dig it. I totally dig it. So, else do you have coming up? You're writing any new books currently?
yes, I am writing. I started it in the play Game Changer. I am giving the backstory to the characters. Game Changer was my first stage play that I wrote, and it was about relationships. And it was two people that can come together. They hurt and they can heal. And then Drew Do You Right, I give my character's name. So Drew Do You Right was the game. And he tells all of the games that men play. And he ended up marrying Shonda Shop a lot, who loves to shop, but she wasn't looking for
Hmm.
anything, and she ended up with him, and he ended up giving her HIV. So I went,
Wow.
yeah, he ended up giving her HIV. Then he had several different leases. The last show was funny. We had like about 5 or 6 leases coming out of the audience because he was getting ready to get married to Shonda Shopala, and all of these leases come out. We're like, is Lisa out there? Is Lisa out there? And all these different women come up. But it was just exposing all of the games and relationships, men play them, women play them, and all of that. But I want to give the backstory to why Drew was the way that he turned out to be. His father was a pimp,
Okay.
and so I just want
Got
to
it.
kind of like break down all of those different characters. And I had started doing it, and then I put it down because I had started going back and forth to New York. Most of my fan base is in New York. I'm from New York, and so I have shows, speaking
Mhm.
engagements, all types of things. My elementary school friends come no matter where I'm at, like here in Maryland, New Jersey, New York, wherever I'm at, they'll come and support my shows or whatever. And I have people here too, but basically in New York. So, and in Atlanta. So, my tour that I have to go on next year has to have Atlanta and New York in there,
Of course.
for sure. So, but when I kind of mentioned it, I write for Redesigner magazine, and I understand that you're going to be on the cover.
Yes, I am. I'm
Yay!
so excited about this. I'm
Yes.
so excited about this. This is like my first magazine, like me.
Oh, ooh, yes. Wait a
Yeah,
minute.
she's so dope. She's so
Okay,
dope. I am
okay,
so proud of her and what she's created, and I'm very happy to be on part of her platform.
okay.
Very
Well,
much so.
I met her on Facebook on one of the writers page that I'm on, and
Okay.
she was looking for contributors, and I said, well, let me give this a try. And so connect with Margaret, and I've been loving it for the last couple of months. We were supposed to have 2 meetings, and I missed both of them because I've been working like 10 hours. But I'll catch up to you, Lori. But I gave her your name and probably like 2 or 3 other people, and
Mhm.
I was like, hey, wait a minute. I thought she was going to be on that last cover. She was like, she's going to be on next one. I was like, okay, yay, I'm so happy. I'm
Yeah,
excited
yeah. I'm
because
thoroughly excited about
you,
that one. I'm
you,
gonna
you,
frame it.
okay, I'm going to as well. I can't wait to read the article, but you so much into every Black woman entrepreneur. You
Mhm.
are promoting them, you are taking them on tour with you, some of the ones that want to go, and
Yeah.
giving them an exposure that they would not normally have. And that takes a lot to promote and push other people in their vision and their dreams.
Yeah.
And then you have your own, and then you have a family, and y'all are trying to do your own thing. So I commend you for all of the things that you are doing positive to support and uplift others. But this is an opportunity for Dr. Glow to shine on the cover. Ah, yes,
Yeah, just a
yes.
little bit, just a little bit. Yeah, yeah, it's gonna be.
Okay, just
I
a
think
little
what
bit.
drops
Okay,
what November
we'll
15th,
bring it
right?
down. We'll bring it down. But when it
Just a
comes
little bit.
out, we just gonna like blast it everywhere.
I'm gonna share it like 100 times a day.
100 times
Share,
a
share,
day.
share,
Yes,
read,
this is
share,
huge.
share.
This is major for you.
It is.
The magazine is growing. I think the last meeting that I did make, statistical wise, they were all over in the UK and all over. It's like an international magazine. So I'm grateful for the opportunity to write for them, and just kind of like give my friends, I don't take that lightly, the opportunity to advertise or be promoted on the cover. And I think you're more than well deserving for all of the things that you do for other people. And sometimes they don't say thank you, but I applaud you.
Thank you.
Good job.
But
Good job.
people tell me thank you all the time. I know people love me.
Okay, I'm
I do.
glad. I'm
I
glad.
do. And I love them
Okay.
back. I love them back because I've
Okay.
come
You too.
across some beautiful people
Yeah.
throughout this process. Just
Okay.
people I've met and that just helped me grow
Hmm.
and everything else like that. But I appreciate that. I
Yeah.
appreciate that because it's been a
Yeah.
long time coming. And
Yeah.
I'm just happy that I really found my real passion.
Yeah. And this is good
Something I
because
really enjoy.
when is your book coming out? This is good.
Well,
Well,
I am there. I'm there in the final
okay.
editing stages of it. Actually, put it together in one solid piece for
Okay.
real. So very
Okay.
excited about that. So I'm looking early spring, the latest.
Okay.
Um, just getting some stuff together and some thoughts in it. I'm actually going to do some cold reading of it for the
Awesome.
next couple of weeks, actually, at this
Okay.
point. But that's why I'm also shutting down after this event this weekend. And
Do you
besides
have
my Buy
one?
Black on Friday event on the 26th, past that, I'm not doing any much BGE work besides my videos because I'm really focusing the rest of my time on my book.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm glad to hear that you're slowing down so that you can invest some time in your book, because I tell
Yeah,
people all of that time that when you have a book inside of you, there's someone waiting to read what you have to say. So hurry up and get it out, because you can empower or bless somebody else's life with your words. And so
yeah,
hurry up, hurry up,
definitely.
hurry up, hurry up, hurry up, hurry
Definitely,
up.
definitely. Because this project is really important to me. It's dear to
Hmm.
my soul, Black women and infertility and what that
Hmm.
looks like. And
Hmm.
especially from the perspective of the partner who is there
Right,
with that person who's struggling.
right,
So
right.
it's definitely personal. That's why
Okay,
it's completely a memoir.
okay,
And it's other people's stories on top of mine. So it
okay,
just, homes in on the point of that Black women are infertile and it's
okay,
okay and
okay.
what that looks like.
Okay, that's gonna be awesome. I can't wait to
Yeah,
read.
I'm thoroughly excited about it.
Okay,
Thoroughly excited about
cool.
it.
That's cool.
You
That
know.
is so cool. I love to hear women do their thing. A couple of years ago, I had a ministry called Strengthen Our Sister, and it was about encouraging, building, and inspiring and strengthening sisters where they were weak at. And so I used to have
Mm.
like monthly functions. My mouth is like really jacked up here. Monthly functions where I don't know what's going on. I've been having this sinus thing since Friday, and I've been taking all kind of stuff to clear it up, and so I don't know what's going on, but just to strengthen women to just be you. We give so much and we wear so many hats for our
Yeah.
families, our children, work. And at the end of the day, just take that moment to write your story, tell your story. Everybody's not a writer, but at least if you just write something in your journal to
Mhm.
express yourself, how you feel, and it may become your book or it just may be your outlet or whatever. So I encourage women all the time, something positive for yourself. Have that positive time and space for you. Get that bubble bath, that glass of wine, and just journal some things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. So
Yeah.
for people who are looking to be a writer, who's looking for assistance with getting published, how can they find you?
I am on Facebook, Instagram. I have my own webpage. It is www.miss.ms. I'm not married. MargaretPBean.com. Everything is look, look, my little free advertisement. I'm just crazy at times.
All
But
the time. I'm not married, people. I'm not married though.
no, I'm joking right now. I'm just on joke time because I'm like super tired. But everything is Margaret P Bean, on Instagram, Facebook. Even if you just Google me, my webpage will come up, or anything that I've done. And
Mhm.
I've been doing things since 2004. I do public speaking, so I've spoken at women's functions, conferences. I have done my own workshops. Boss women making power moves, because I feel like we all have power moves that we need to make, and we get thrown into a position of a boss because we have to write the vision, make it plain, and people buy into it. And so I'm excited when I have those and women go and they actually begin to do the things that they're supposed to do, far as bossing up and going to the next level in their lives, of their skills and talents being exposed. And so I love that workshop that I do. So I just dabble in a lot of things that deal with writing, and I've done t-shirts and just name it, I've done it. Just trying to just do positive stuff. And then there's the down times that I have some time
Yeah.
too. So it's not always up here like people think, like, oh, red carpet events. And oh, I did just win the Achi magazine
I
TV
saw
personality
that,
of the
Fancy.
year. And I want people to know that your blessings may have been delayed by the pandemic, because I actually did my TV show in 2019, and because of the
Mm.
pandemic, Achi magazine had not did an awards. And so when somebody nominated me, thank you, I don't know who did, but they nominated me for 3 categories: for TV personality of the year, playwright award, and then actress of the year. And I said they need not put me down for actress of the year, because I'd rather do directing. I do. I did a cameo in my own stage play, and then I went to an audition for Intozaki Shanks for Colored Girls Who Considered Suicide When the Rainbow Was Enough. And I
Mhm.
auditioned for The Lady in Orange, which Intozaki herself played that in 1975. So that was really humbling for me. And I did my audition and it was cold. I didn't know. The lady was like, go ahead and audition for it. And I'm reading and they literally used her book. So she has all this funny talk in there. And I was horrible. They told me, they were like, you were horrible. And I was like, well, I didn't know, like, seriously. But when we got down to the show, we did the show for like 10 weeks. I was so nervous. I had my lines in the bathroom on the walls. I carried the book with me everywhere. And we, after, I think at show number 8 or 9, I still would be behind the set opening up the book. Like, I got to know these
Yeah.
lines because you only get one chance. You get out there and mess up, and sometimes the audience doesn't know. But Intozaki's work is very well known. So when you get out there and you start doing it, and you look in the audience or you glean in the audience, and people are saying what you're saying because they know her storyline, it's just kind of like, I better get this right. Like, I gotta get this right. And then people who were in my show came to see me. So I was hard on them. I'm like, you only have one shot and you better do this and that and the other. And then I'm sitting there like on myself, girl, you better get this right because your cast is out there and now you're on
Mhm.
the opposite side of the stage. But for 10 weeks, I did my thing, but I'm sticking to the director and writing. I'm a lousy actor.
Yeah.
I own up to it. I think I did good though for the 10 weeks, but there are some people that can just grasp those lines. I knew the words and I had them in my mind, and then I had to act them out. And then you're next to people who are like super phenomenal. So you're kind of feeling like, And then when we had like the after party, they were like, you were horrible when you came for your audition, but you did so well. I was like, well, thank you for the encouragement that I was horrible. But yeah, so I enjoyed that part of it. But I said I'll stay on the director side. I don't really care for the acting, but the Archie magazine, I don't know who nominated me. And so when I went to Norfolk, my cousin was supposed to come. She couldn't come. So I went by myself. And I said, God, I'm
Yeah.
going down this road by myself. And if I win, I win. If I don't, I'm already a winner because somebody was watching me. People are watching you
Mhm.
all the time. And so I went and they were like, Margaret P Bean. I was like, oh my God. I was stuck in the middle of the aisle, like, oh my God. And then I just got myself together and I popped up them stairs and I just started telling them, because it was called Diamonds Forged Under Pressure. And
Mhm.
I was just like, elementary school, I had dyslexia, that was a forge. And then I dropped out of high school at 16, that was a forge. I became a mother at 18 by choice, that was a forge. And so I just had a lot of obstacles over my life that forged me into this grinding and this hustling and this want to do better. And
Yeah.
so at the end of the day, when I got on stage and I just kind of gave them that little testimony, like, okay, there's no greater privilege than to serve God and his people and to be a diamond that has flaws.
Mm.
Um, I'm okay. I look at the little girl who had all of those obstacles and the woman that I have become now. I'm like, okay, girl, we aren't all the way there yet, but we're still evolving. And little girl inside of me, check us out. We've evolved and we're making it. We're doing it. So
Yeah,
it
exactly.
was it was an honor to win and to come home with my trophy and back to work the next day. Like, you
Yeah.
all superstar one day and then back to the reality of, going to work, hustling, trying to finish up stories or, just back to your grind. You always have to dedicate some time to your grind. So I always tell people, especially writers, at least an hour a day, sit down and write and devote to it, regardless if
Yeah.
you feel like it or not, and then surround
Mhm. That
yourself with
one
people
hour makes a difference.
1 hour and then surround yourself with people who do it. I mean, I actually join writers groups on Facebook.
Oh yeah.
Um, yeah, yeah, they have a lot of opportunities to meet other writers and opportunities for like book awards or have your book reviewed or publishing opportunities. But if you're going to do it, you need to surround yourself with those type of people who actually do it as well. And so it's a good opportunity, to meet people outside of your normal circle to develop your entrepreneur base of friends.
That is true. That is true. I'm going to agree with that one because
Mhm.
you are the company you keep.
Yep, yep. So I'm excited about the company I keep, Dr. Pope.
You should be, because you're part of my company, so I'm excited about you
Well,
and all the stuff that you have out there to offer.
I'm excited about BGE. Sadia Limehouse Colbert, very dear friend of mine, and she referred me to you all. And when I got there, I'm like, okay, I don't mind going places, and I'm just kind of like, okay, I don't know anybody. And then Sadia didn't come till the next day, but Janine, Miss Jackie, your mom, oh my God, everybody was so nice and so kind, and I was like, okay, this is like cool, because you go places by yourself and you kind of figure out like, okay, they're gonna receive you or they're not, because everybody else already knows everybody.
Yeah.
But it was so cool. So I admonish people, the registration for Conference 22 is already open.
Yes.
Register,
Yes. Yes. It is
register.
available on Eventbrite. People need to go ahead and register. Pre-register for just $35.
$35. I'm telling you, it's
Just
worth
to
it.
get on. Yeah, because Retreat 2022 is popping. I'm very excited about that. So you put yourself in for a speaker
Of
already.
course. As soon as I saw it, I was like, because she's going to have dynamic speakers, and the food last time was amazing. I was so mad I had to leave for the brunch, but I mean, the food was amazing. The classes and the workshops were amazing. And then the house was really nice. It was in the cut, but it was nice. Yep.
Yeah. See, I moved that closer for you in Pennsylvania this year.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that so much. But friendships that are alive are worth the drive. So, it took me 4 hours to get there, but it was all good. It was all good.
Yeah, it was definitely a good time. Good time.
Yeah,
Good time.
yeah.
So people
Good.
actually I updated my website. You can go to the Black Girl Everything website, www.blackgirleverythingllc.com, to register for all the upcoming events, including the Buy Black on Friday event, which is November the 26th.
Mm-hmm.
It's our pop-up happy hour adult only event on Black Friday. It's going to be dope. Super. Got some surprise special performances happening.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be under the lights because from 4 to 9 p.m. So fireplace
Okay.
is going to be lit. It's going to be real sexy. Real sexy.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, our best friend Janine is going to be here.
Oh yes, Janine. Man, when she was here, she stayed, and we went to dinner and we went to breakfast the next day. She is such a sweetheart. I met her
That
at the
is so nice.
retreat.
I love her.
Oh, I love her too. I met her at the retreat, and she's been cool ever since. Like, just cool.
Yeah,
I like when I meet people who are sincere, and they just hang in there with you. I like that. Yep.
that's definitely dope. That's definitely dope.
Yep.
So before we wrap up today, again, let everybody know where they can find you for all the millions of things that you do.
Margaret P Bean, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and then my webpage is www.missmargaretpbean.com.
All right, wonderful. Thank you so much, Margaret.
Thank you for
This has
having
been
me.
great. I love you.
I love you more. I can't wait for your article to come out so I can read it. Y'all better get that Redesigner Digest this month, because Dr. Glow is going to be there on the
I'll be
cover.
on there. I'm so excited. I'm like a superstar now. Now I'm like kind of famous, just a little bit.
Okay, yes, you are, honey. Own that famous. Own it.
I
Yes.
did. I own it in my Spanish lesson earlier. She said, "You want to be famous yet?" Yeah, I do have a Spanish tutor. I took Spanish for 3 years, and I'm scared to speak it, so I have a tutor who I'm
Oh,
working
hola,
with now.
¿cómo está? Almost said. I learned a little bit this
A
during
little
the
bit, just a little
pandemic.
bit.
Just a little
Yeah.
bit. Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I realize it's all in my brain. I just need to express it. So
Yeah, you have to say something every day. And what my teacher taught us was to listen to Spanish songs and
yes.
begin to hear the repetitiveness of it, and you'll begin to speak or sing the songs at least.
Yeah, I'm getting there. I'm getting there. It's all in my head. It's all in my
Okay.
head. Sometimes you got to realize when you don't have the confidence to do something. So, and I
Ooh,
realized
that's
I wasn't
good.
very confident about my Spanish. So
Oh, okay.
I'm good now. I'm good now. I'm all right. Because I can
Okay.
read it, hands down.
Oh, okay. Awesome. You're bad.
You know.
All
All right,
right.
Boo. So I want you to enjoy the rest of your night, and we'll talk soon.
All right. Thank you so much for having me. Thank
No,
you.
thank you so
Thank
much for
you.
coming on.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye.